So I've noticed a lot of liberals are starting to get interested in Ron Paul because of the anti-war stance and because of what he did at the debates last week. And I wanted to try to convince some more liberals to support Ron Paul um, because he's a Republican and he's running for the Republican ticket, but he's not anything like any of the neocons in the Bush administration. And he's very different from most of the Republicans in uh, Congress as well. He's really libertarian, and he wants to scale back government to just bare bones uh, what the Constitution allows government to do explicitly. That's all he would do, and he wants to really make the Bill of Rights mean something again. He voted against the Patriot Act twice. He voted against every Iraq War resolution, every funding bill. Um, so he's really the National Review did a study on congressional members and their votes and how they line up, conservative or liberal. And Ron Paul's rating was something like 67% liberal, 30% conservative, just as far as his voting record was concerned. But so I mean, that's just I'll just throw that out there. But really, it just shows that this whole liberal conservative divide that we have isn't really doesn't apply to Ron Paul really because he is a whole nother animal. Um, the only liberal position that he seems to be at odds with, I think, is abortion. But even so, he's pro-life personally. But even so, he wants to make it a state's issue. So he's not going to try to pass any constitutional amendments or get any legislation to make it a federal law banning abortion. He just wants to give it to the states, and obviously most states are going to keep it legal, and very very conservative states are going to make it illegal. But that's the nature of the American system, and I think I don't know if I'm pro-life or pro-choice. I think abortion is a terrible thing, and I think this notion of giving it to the states to decide is the best compromise. Another thing that liberals might be a little nervous about is his social conservatism and his. I mean, he wants to shrink the government, and that includes all the welfare programs. But you have to remember that he also wants to get rid of the income tax. So all this money that is now being sucked up by this huge governmental system is going to be left for the people, poor people included. And so I mean, if you only look at half of it and say, oh, he wants to get rid of welfare, all the poor people are going to suffer. I don't think so, because without an income tax, the amount of money that is going to remain in the pockets of poor, lower middle class people is going to be a lot higher than it is under the current governmental system, under the current taxation laws. So I don't think that is going to be an issue really. And I mean, the whole libertarian philosophy is that government shouldn't be involved in these moral issues. That has to be the society on the private sector of society can deal with that, not the government. He thinks the government should play a very limited role in our lives, very limited, and I agree with that. And I think most Americans agree with that. We're supposed to be a free country with liberty, and we can all pursue our happiness, whatever it may be, so long as we don't interfere with others' abilities to pursue their happiness. And that's the basic principle of everything that Ron Paul stands for. And I think that's the American way. Liberal, conservative, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, if you guys have like questions or anything, ask me, and I'll get back and do whatever I can to throw some facts at you guys to convince any liberals out there that Ron Paul should not scare them. So thanks for listening.